Emily Carter had always dreamed of exploring the untouched beauty of the Amazon rainforest. A seasoned travel blogger with a love for nature, she saw the trip as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bond with her 10-year-old daughter Sophie and husband Mark. The family of 3 flew into Manaus, Brazil, and after 2 days of preparation, they joined a guided ecotour that promised an immersive experience in one of the world's most mysterious and biologically rich landscapes. The group was small, just 5 tourists, 2 local guides, and a translator. Spirits were high as they boarded a long canoe and glided into the green maze of the jungle. The tour's base camp was nestled near the Rio Negro, an isolated outpost reachable only by boat. The first day was uneventful, filled with bird, insect photography, and cultural lessons from the guides. Emily documented everything, posting cheerful pictures of Sophie feeding monkeys and Mark standing under massive ferns. But on the second morning, something shifted. Mark awoke with a high fever and was advised to stay behind to rest at the camp. Emily was hesitant, but the trek planned for that day was supposed to be just a 3-hour loop through the inner forest to visit a sacred tribal site. Sophie begged to go, and Mark urged them on, promising he'd be fine by evening. By noon, Emily and Sophie, along with the other tourists and 1 guide, disappeared into the green. The jungle was thick, humid, and buzzing with life. But as the sun dipped lower, the group failed to return. The guide at base camp, a man named Luis, initially assumed they had extended their trek or taken a longer route back. Mark, still groggy from fever, tried to stay calm but felt a rising unease with every passing hour. By 5 p.m., the jungle had begun to darken, and there was still no sign of his wife or daughter. He began calling out their names, at first calmly, then frantically. The guides radioed for backup by nightfall. Panic had fully set in. The tour group that had gone into the forest was now entirely missing. No walkie-talkie contact. No flares, no sounds, not even echoes. The surrounding jungle, usually alive with chirps, howls, and movement, had grown eerily silent. Mark paced the riverbank, flashlight in hand, calling into the blackness, while the guides lit torches and combed the outer perimeter. No footprints, no broken branches, no snapped vines. Nothing suggested where they had gone. It was as if the forest had closed itself behind them. The next morning, professional rescue teams arrived from the nearest town. Drones were deployed, boats searched the river, and dogs were brought in. The rest of the camp was evacuated, but Mark refused to leave. He stayed behind, convinced that Emily and Sophie were still somewhere nearby. Days passed, then weeks. The deeper the